How to win at slots has changed. Have you noticed? I think you have, but do you know how to take advantage of these changes? For 130 years, slots were taken as random, but they never were. Yes, there's an element of randomness to how slot machines work, but what most people don't realize is that randomness varies. Thoroughly shuffle a new deck of cards. Is that random? Yes, but remove all the hearts from the deck beforehand, and is it still random? Your response might be, yes? Wait, what? But what about dice control experts throwing dice on these special table surfaces they love where the dice don't bounce nearly as much, now being banned in Las Vegas, but still at Foxwoods and now at Mohegan Sun? Your response might be, huh? They do that? And with slot machines, what about those? From their invention by Charles Fay in San Francisco in 1887, back when they were unpowered mechanical devices, they weren't truly random. Why not? Because it wouldn't have been fun to play if nobody wins except 3% of the time. The odds were improved from truly random so players would win more often. And if they hadn't, there wouldn't be a slots gaming industry today. For example, look at the last 2 years of Colorado return statistics for the 3 frontier towns of Black Hawk, Central City, and Cripple Creek. You can effectively see the financial decisions being made by the casinos in these towns. But okay, sure, this data shows that casinos control the returns differently under the same gaming regulations. But how does that help us win at slots? Well, look at returns by slot machine denomination. Do you see what I mean now? Just think about how much money you would save just by avoiding penny slots in the town of Black Hawk, Colorado, or in any other state. My point here is that my critics say slots are random, therefore winning slots strategies can't exist. Yet here we see informed choices matter. A fundamental concept in predictive statistics is that past behavior doesn't determine future results, but that's only for truly random behavior. Want to bet penny slots still have the lowest denomination return in the years to come? Don't take that bet. It's stayed the lowest for years already, and so we can use this to our advantage to profit at slots. Just keep doing what you're doing, but avoid penny slots. That small change in how you play will make your gameplay more profitable by avoiding machines with the lowest returns. For years, slots enthusiasts have had no good educational resources. We were all self-taught. We learned, perhaps without guidance or a teacher outside of a family member. Yes, some slot machine companies have had sales personnel attend gaming industry trade shows and talk about how their slot machines work. Listening to those talks is like reading the 8 to 10 pages of game rules on video slot machines. It's full of misunderstandings and ill-defined words designed to tell you what you already incorrectly think. But we are beginning to see better answers. I hope my work in educating players over the last 10 plus years has encouraged others. Not long ago, I saw a vice president of Ainsworth live streaming from Las Vegas. Did you see that? Some of the live questions were like, what are the odds? Oh, he said, the casino set those. Finally, a slot manufacturing executive came right out and said it. Yes, Nevada gaming regulations require that all slot machines have a theoretical payout lower limit of 75% for any wager. But there's no upper limit, and the average weekly return in Las Vegas is 93%. If you've been to Nevada, you'll notice a far worse return on the weekend to fleece visitors and a far higher return during the week to keep the locals happy, which, in the end, as reported to the Nevada Gaming Commission, averages out to around 93%. And this is how we've learned in the past, seeing this for ourselves. Piece by piece, we had to put the picture together from what we'd seen with our own eyes, with which I now try to help you. Another poor assumption is that casinos will always make returns as low as legally possible, right? But those slots enthusiasts who've owned a business selling anything know better. The legal theoretical payout limit is 75%. The uninformed say, well, of course, that's what greedy casinos would use. But that's not what happens. Why? Because that's no way to run a casino successfully. Yes, 30 U.S. states have a lower theoretical payout limit. So why would casinos ever set a single slot machine to have a theoretical payout limit over 100%? Well, casinos do that when they have a plan. My winning slot strategy, highly visible locations, takes advantage of casinos with such a plan. They set up a slot machine, possibly new and famous, with higher odds of winning in a prominent location with a great view by passers-by. And what happens then? Do they lose money on that machine set to win? Yes, but all the other machines in the area have been set to lower odds than usual. So when passers-by get excited by seeing a win on the first machine, they spend their bankroll expecting to win on nearby machines. Do you see how that works? The casino wins far more from those many other slots enthusiasts playing nearby low-odds machines than casinos lose by paying out several hand pays a few times. This manipulation is all very profitable for the casino, especially on busy nights with crowds of onlookers, and utterly legal if scheduled well in advance, if required by the state. So what's the one thing you can do to win at slots more often? Look Look up from your slot machine. Look around. Go for a walk if you can. Find the entrances and exits. Look at the slot machines near them. What's the widest aisle in the casino? When does it cross another wide aisle? And how are the slot machines situated at this intersection? In a word, the one thing you can do to win at slots more often is to observe your casino. How? Well, I'll tell you what I do. I walk into a casino, often a new-to-me casino, and figure it out. Starting a couple of years ago, I reviewed Foxwoods, then Rivers Pittsburgh, and others during downtime and business trips across the country back before I was laid off as an aerospace engineer. But since the pandemic, I've been going a lot more often. These videos are worth watching even if you don't plan on going to these casinos. Why? Because I explain how to look over a new-to-me casino and figure out how to win. And that's a skill you can learn from them. Not just which slot machines and winning strategies to try if you go there, but how to figure out what works at your casino. Do you worry about using your Players Club card? If so, I highly recommend you watch this video on if using your Players Club card makes you lose.